did not yield any positive results. Kogi West Elders Forum has called for power rotation to the eastern part of the state. A communique signed by the chairman and presented to journalists in Abuja by the secretary, Tunde Julius, says the Kogi West Elders Forum is working with other groups, including Okun Development Association and Okun Think Tank, to draw public attention towards the forum termed the imbalance in the state governorship pattern. Global TV correspondent Bora Usman was at the briefing and filed this report.
The secretary said the Kogi West Elders Forum is engaging critical stakeholders to plead for support in pursuing their legitimate demand.
KWEF had agitated for power to rotate to the West since 2019. The agitation was considered legitimate, reasonable, fair, and in the interest of peace, equity, and justice in our dear state. This was because the district had been shortchanged from the power-sharing arrangement to occupy the exalted office of the executive governor of the state since its creation in 1991.
We're making this effort is also to complement whatever they're already doing in the field, because as I'm talking to you, both the East and the Central, they have started working rigorously based on the field work that we're able to do. It was even from those other Central that we were made to understand those people. I mean, among the three, the individual that will be sellable. And so on the basis of that, we came to where we are. And so I can assure you that as it has been rightly put across.
The forum stated that it is therefore endorsing a popular candidate after critical engagement and assessment of candidates based on popular opinion, while soliciting support in pushing for victory at the November gubernatorial election. Bora Usman, Global.
Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has assured the electorate that the November 11, 2023 governorship election will be free, fair, credible, and transparent. He, however, urged the voters to defend their votes after casting their ballots in order to guard against manipulation. Governor Uzodinma spoke at the inauguration of the Imo Progressives Movement, IPM, an organization which the convener and member of the House of Representatives for Ohaji Egbema Oguta, Oru West Federal Constituency, Eugene Dubiagu, said was formed to support the re-election of the governor and chart a new political paradigm for the state. The governor reassured the electorate, particularly Imo youth, that the environment will be made conducive for them to cast their ballot. Governor Uzodinma told the youths that he would also create a conducive environment that will guarantee wealth creation, poverty alleviation, provision of scholarship, and standard education. As we turn to other stories now, operatives of the Nigeria Police Force and the Department of State Security yesterday sealed up the Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party in Akure, the state capital, on Monday morning. It is believed that the development was to prevent a peaceful protest by the PDP youths over Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's whereabouts after being absent from the state since April 2023. According to the ruling party, in a statement by its publicity secretary, Alex Kelajaye, the essence of the arrangement was to create a semblance of political instability in the peaceful state and portray the ruling party in a bad light ahead of the governorship election coming up next year. Workers of the Nigerian Postal Service, NPS, yesterday shut down the head office of the service in Abuja in protest against the appointment of Tola Odeyemi as its chief executive officer and postmaster general. President Bola Tinubu had last Wednesday fired the former chief executive officer of the Nigerian Postal Service, Sunday Adepoju. The president made this known through a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuru Ngelale, titled President Tinubu Appoints New Leadership Across the Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy sectors. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Kaduna State Command on Monday said it has seized 398,192 kg of illicit drugs and arrested 69 suspects in the state. The state commander, NDLEA Ibrahim Baji, disclosed that the seizures and arrests were made in September. Baji added that 14 illicit drug joints in the states were dismantled in Rigasa, Guatu, Yankefi, Nasarawa, Television, and Romi. Others were in Kantiaga, Kabala, Doki, Tudunwada, Agua, Terekania, Kakuri, Ungura, and Mwazu, and Gabari, Zaria City. He stated that the 398,192 kg of drugs seized included India hemp, cocaine, mint, tramadol, and psychotropic substances. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja has cautioned officers and soldiers under 6th Division of the Nigerian Army against working with economic saboteurs and kidnappers around their area of operation. Lieutenant General Lagbaja gave the warning during a visit to the 6th Division headquarters in Port Harcourt as part of his visits to formations and units, as well as warning soldiers against illegal activities. Kikelamo Okere has more.
Exercise Stillwater 3, I employed commanders at all levels, and they are meant to be guided by the laid down rules of engagement. Nigerian Army personnel must understand that we are out to help solve a problem and not to become a problem to the society we are out to support.
The renovated 6th Division Reception Hall is the first project to be commissioned by the Chief of Army Staff shortly after it was received by senior officers and quarter guards at the 6th Division in Port Harcourt. Later, the Ordnance Tailoring Factory, accommodations, 10-gun boats, and others were commissioned. The Army Chief also flagged off water project while laying foundation for shopping mall. Addressing officers and men of the Nigerian Army, the Army Chief charges them to be diligent in service while urging them never to align with economic saboteurs.
Outside the barracks, you must not collude with vandals. Is that clear? Yes, sir! We will not go and enter into alliance with economic saboteurs, kidnappers, or enemies of the nation. Is that clear? Yes, sir!
All is now set for the actual conduct of the exercise. I assure our Chief of Army Staff that the exercise objectives will be achieved and no criminal elements will have any freedom of action throughout the period of the exercise and beyond.
Earlier, when the Chief of Army Staff visited Governor of Rivers State at Government House in Port Harcourt, the governor encouraged him to brutally fight against crude oil theft and illegal refining of petroleum products in the state.
One special problem that we're having here, this is the issue of bunkering. In some part of our states, moreover, the Ahoda East and the Upper Ibema, most of the bunker activities there, we believe, I won't say sponsored, but there is this cooperation between the Army and some high top oil companies. So, but please, I want to appeal to you that you should look into such matters.
The governor pledged to sustain the support for security agencies to achieve the needed peace in the state. Kikelamo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kekelomo. The new Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Aisha Rimi, has pledged to advance Nigeria's economy through strategic investment promotion. Rimi made this pledge during her opening address after resuming at NIPC headquarters on Monday in Abuja. In a major reshuffling last Friday, President Bola Tinubu had approved the appointment of a lineup of leadership for 12 agencies and parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investments. According to a statement by Presidential Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajure Ngelale, the move aligns with the President's resolve to base Nigeria's economic revival on the foundation of trade expansion through small, medium and large-scale industry facilitation in the country. The Court of Appeal has sacked the lawmaker representing Adamawa North Senatorial District in the National Assembly, Senator Ishaku Abo. The Court of Appeal in Abuja voided the election of Abo of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. The APC senator confirmed the development to newsmen that the court voided his election in favor of the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Amos Yohana. Babatunde Ajayi, a former special assistant to the Lagos State Commissioner for Health, Akin Abayomi, has been appointed new general manager of the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, LASEPA. The news of his appointment was announced by the agency on Monday in a statement via X. Ajayi will be replacing Dolakbo Fashawe, the outgoing general manager of the agency. The National Universities Commission, NUC, has disowned a program claiming to bridge the gap between polytechnic and university degrees in Nigeria. Recall that the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, which regulates technical and vocational education, has unveiled what it described as a one-year top-up program which offers a platform for HND holders to level up towards obtaining a bachelor's degree. However, in a statement made available to journalists, the NUC disowned the NBTE's scheme, distancing itself from such. Acting Executive Secretary of the Commission, Chris Mayaki, in the statement made available to newsmen in Abuja, said the existing dichotomy between first degree and HND has not been abolished by law, even as universities and polytechnics have their individual unique programs, which would pose a challenge to such a conversion scheme. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, the National Veterinary Research Institute, the Niger Delta University Teaching Hospital, the Pandemic Sciences Institute at the University of Oxford, the United Kingdom Public Health Rapid Support Team, and stakeholders in Lagos and Rivers States on Monday launched a multidisciplinary research project to address the knowledge gaps on Mpox. The Mpox research projects, epidemiological and clinical investigation of Mpox in Nigeria, a multidisciplinary research project to form case management and outbreak prevention and control, will also help to improve the public health response to the Mpox virus in Nigeria and beyond. You're watching Global TV AM News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We'll Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Global TV AM News returns, National Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria inflation has soared to 26.72%. The news continues shortly with details of this and other stories right after this short break. Please don't go away. Let's turn to some business for you. Nigeria's inflation has climbed to 26.72%, marking a 0.92% increase from the previous month's 25.08%. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, disclosed this on Monday via its latest Consumer Price Index report for September 2023. It was shared on the X handle of the NBS. The upsurge in inflation is mainly linked to the removal of petrol subsidies and the devaluation of the official exchange rate, both exerting substantial impacts on consumer prices. On a year-on-year basis, the headline inflation rate was 5.94 percentage points higher compared to the rate recorded in September 2022, which was 20.77%. This shows that the headline inflation rate year-on-year basis increased in September 2023 when compared to the same month in the preceding year. The federal government has said Nigeria's power transmission capacity increased to 8,500 megawatts. It disclosed this through the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, a federal government firm, stressing that TCN was currently capable of evacuating every quantum of electricity produced by power generation companies. Speaking on the sidelines of the just concluded biannual joint operations, generation and distribution companies planning a meeting In Abuja, the general manager of TCN, Ajiboye Oluwagbenga, said the government was not relenting in raising Nigeria's power transmission capacity. The meeting, which was hosted by the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, has senior officials of various power generation, transmission, and distribution companies in attendance. Let's take a look at sports now, where Sharon Ajay has an update for us.
Minister John Eno has called for expansion of the Nigerian Football Federation NFF Congress with a view to accommodating other relevant stakeholders and ensure proportional representation for the good of the game, adding that football's economic, social and cultural values to Nigeria and its citizens mean whatever needed to be done for the development of the game should be undertaken in the interest of the nation. He further stated that Nigeria's football legislation should be adaptive to the uniqueness of the country's composition and factors peculiar to it. Elsewhere, the newly unveiled Niger Rattles FC player and Super Falcons captain Onome Ibi has been given a land at Life Camp, one of the eyebrow areas in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. President of Rattles Sports Development Foundation, Paul Ide, announced this to the player during her unveiling at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja at the weekend. He said the offer was in line with the foundation's resolve to continuously lift the status of women football in Nigeria, adding that the foundation will take responsibility for the monthly payment of Onome's salary as Niger Rattles player. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
That's its own Global TV AM News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using our Global TV NG and all other handles now showing on your screen. And we are Mofwegbe thanking you very specially for watching. Up next is Global Morning.